The following video's purpose is to educate three important factors found on the St. Patrick estate: soil works, ground finish, and planting. There are three types of soil works used at St. Patrick estate. Let's take a look at the following maps to see what they are. The first soil work we are looking at, labeled type A, is called mass planting soil. In this first area, there is mainly ground cover and shrubs being planted. As we enter the site, you can see some lomandras and dianellas planted near the gates. Following the pathway further down next to the rain garden, there is another gate surrounded by vegetation using the same mass planting soil. As we walk further down, we can see there is another areas using the same type of soil. Now, do you guys know why they choose to use mass planting soil for this area of the estate? The reason for having such a vast number of vegetation covering the both sides of the pathway is that it helps lead people towards the center of the estate towards the Kelly house. The conservation of St. Patrick's estate was not just to keep the heritage of the building and give the residents a pleasuring areas to relax. There was also a conservation goal for the threatened species of long-nosed bandicoot. The long-nosed bandicoot is a sandy or gray-brown marsupial around 40 centimeters long with a long snouty nose. The total habitat of the long-nosed bandicoot in the North Head region is about 300 hectares. The St. Patrick's estate covers approximately 25 hectares of their habitat. As the bandicoots are shy animals, they tend to avoid big open spaces. The large amount of ground cover and shrub vegetation using the mass planting soil allows these bandicoots to run from plant to plant, allowing them to thrive by providing them with protection and cover. The second soil work we would like to cover, labeled type B, is known as turf. As you can see on this map, there is a large amount of turf soil which covers multiple areas of St. Patrick's estate. The main purpose of using such large amount of turf soil is to combat soil erosions, which impacts the estate since it is so close to the coast. It also provides an aesthetically pleasing background. As you all can see on the map, the labeled areas which are purpled has previously gone under earthwork which cover the turf soil works. The third and final soil works we would like to discuss, labeled type C, is known as rain garden. Previously, this rain garden area was a pond, but was later turned into a rain garden. It has a vast variety of vegetation, such as common rush and Conumbi club rush. There is also organic materials which provide ground cover. The main purpose for a rain garden is to provide a water store for the surrounding areas, but to also filter out and break down pollutants in the soil over time, at the same time helping reduce soil erosion like the turf soil. Rain garden and turf are not the only things providing ground cover on the site. Rock ballast is also used as a ground finish to provide ground cover. It is also used to help facilitate the drainage of water to help bear the load from the railroad ties, as well as to reduce any vegetation that might interfere with the track structure. As previously mentioned, a lot of native plants are used on this project site. Other native plants which can be found include the eastern suburb Banksia. When the site was going under rework, one of the project philosophy was to provide a natural habitat for the long-nosed bandicoot. In order to stick to this philosophy, there was a need to use native plants and trees in order to provide a habitat the bandicoot were used to. The philosophy of local prevalence was undertaken. What is local prevalence, you may ask? It is the assumption that plants used in revegetation projects should be derived from local prevalence seeds. By sourcing the seeds local and native plants, in order to try and minimize the environmental impacts introducing new plant species might cause on the site. Overall, the entire site is designed in order for it to be environmentally sustainable. You can see through the many decisions that we were made when the site was reworked. For example, they use water-sensitive urban design approach for the rain garden to help regulate the water quality as well as the helping with the draining of the water to prevent ponding of stagnant water and flooding of the lower grounds. You can also see around that site that they carry out a lot of safeguarding options in order to keep the vegetation, water, and soil quality high, such as generously mulching around planting areas, helping promote growth of vegetations, and help suppress the growth of unwanted weeds. Having a closer look, you can see the cultivation of subgrade done manually around close vicinity of the tree roots to prevent damage done to existing vegetation. The site as a whole has long environmental and economical sustainability thanks to the steps taken by the conservation team.